Hi, I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now, and I'm here today with Baxter Robertson, founder, composer, and head tiger of the Tiger Club Band. Hey, Baxter.
Hi, Cynthia. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous tonight. How about you?
I'm doing great. I do want to point out that while our email and stuff like that says Tiger Club Band, it's not really a band, it's a club. That's why it's the Tiger Club.
I want to congratulate you on the success of your album, Mephisto Island. I love the energy.
Thank you so much. You couldn't have paid me a higher compliment, and there are a lot of great musicians that are deserving of your compliment too, and I'll pass that along to them.
Well, thank you. I listened to all the songs, and the big band influence of the song Entrance of the Tigers, I think, is my favorite. Tell me about that song and the inspiration for this amazing album.
Well, a little bit about Entrance of the Tigers. I'd written plenty of material for this band before, and when I was trying to come up with new material for it, I decided that we probably needed some sort of processional, something that would kind of maybe we would play first in a set to kind of get the mood started. And so I kind of put that beat together, which is kind of like kind of late 50s, early 60s kind of loungy beat, and then did a kind of just a tigerized bluesy arrangement around that, but keeping that beat going to kind of just do an introduction, for the band. So while that song isn't the first song on the record, it's sort of the essence of what you might hear us start with at a show.
Well, who can we credit as your major music influences? Your music is so unique.
Oh shoot, there's a lot of them. I mean, for this project, I mean, I've done a lot of writing in a lot of styles, but for this project, when I decided to do something primarily instrumental, I turned to my library, and when I looked at my library, I had some Henry Mancini, I had some Herb Alpert, I had some Junior Walker and the All Stars. I had some, what else did I have? All kinds of bossa nova certainly is in there, and Esquivel, and other, movie composers from say late 50s, early 60s to kind of give me a vibe, and certainly then going into the more like the Junior Walker some funky stuff with horns is part of what we do too. So we might be, but those are sort of the influences that got me started on the project.
You founded the Tiger Club in 2004 because you wanted to play more adventurous music. What's the backstory behind the Tiger Club and who are its members?
I'll answer the last question first. We have a pretty vast membership right now. We started with just a few friends of mine who are fantastic musicians, but as the project grew from its inception, and especially when we did Mephisto Island, we knew that we wanted to expand the roster of people just to do the recording sessions, if nothing else. Because the music I had written for the record was, much larger in scope. So we decided to just expand, get whoever we needed, make contacts. Some people we hadn't met before, and they were wonderful. Others we knew from friends, and then they all came into the club. So that's the members. The backstory was that I had been doing most of my life. I've written lots of kinds of music. During the 70s, 80s, and early 90s, I was primarily a songwriter, and I have songs in motion pictures and TV from way back when. And I just didn't feel like I wanted to do something in a band that was trying to do pop music, as I felt that was something for more younger people and all that. So I wanted to wanted to create a project for myself that would include all ages, that was sort of timeless, and would allow me to play keyboards, which I love to do, and try to go out and play live and see what kind of reaction I got from people doing this kind of music live. And when I did, the reaction was undeniably good. So the gentlemen and on stage all agreed, this is really something fun, and let's keep doing it because the audience loves it.
You have an extensive music background. Fill us in.
Okay, well, just the short version is piano at age 7, sax at age 9, guitar at age 12. I am loath to tell you how old I am now, but let's just say decades of experience on those instruments. I played in rock bands and in big bands all through high school. I toured the States and Japan while I was still in high school doing big bands. And then later on, after I graduated from UCLA with a degree in composition and theory, I was in a street band for a long time that then went on to be its own, had to have its own record deal. After that, I got signed to RCA and then Atlantic Records as a solo artist on those labels, doing primarily pop rock, in the 80s. And then I got out of that and have been doing different kinds of music ever since.
Well, I'm a painter, and so I am attracted to the wonderful graphics on your website homepage and on the album covers.
Thank
Who's the
you.
artist?
Her name is Kath, and that's kind of all I know. I know that she is somewhere in Eastern Europe. I know that my partner Cal found her through Fiverr, I believe it was, and we both agreed, oh, she's magnificent. This is a gal we should try to try to get to help us design our website and our look going forward. And she's been wonderful to work with.
Most definitely. And your videos are very artful and unique, and they fit the music perfectly. Do you
Thank
produce
you.
them yourself?
We have a wonderful member of the band who is our drummer live on occasion, most of the time. His name is Gary Durrett. He also drummed on my records way back in the 80s. He's drummed with the artist Juice Newton, who had a hit back then. He's a fabulous drummer, but he also has made his living for decades as a video editor, and especially with regard to trailers, motion picture trailers for Disney and other, large movie companies. And we just give the songs to him and let him go nuts.
As you know, Amused Now is about artists helping artists. And I'd really like to hear what advice you have for other instrumental projects who are trying to make a name for themselves.
That's a great question. I would say that first and foremost, try to design something that you can take out and play live without too much production. That is to say, don't try to overreach in your scope of trying to get out to play live, because that's really where you're going to get the most instantaneous feedback on your art, or in my case, on my music. I don't consider myself too much of an artist in that sense. I prefer to think of myself as a craftsman, because I would let other people decide if I'm an artist or not, and that would be great. Yeah, design something that you can go out and play live, and try to find the things about what you want to do that are going to engage the audience. What's going to entertain your audience? And try to establish those points of connection so that you can create something with a purpose going forward that's going to get people to react in a positive way to what you're doing. And in the Tiger Club's case, people just have fun. What we try to do is play a kind of a show, a kind of a music, or it's very eclectic, as you know, that where people go to the show and they go, oh my God, what did I I just see here? And it was really fun. And hopefully you leave with a smile on your. It's not unlike the Depression era sort of notion of entertainment, where you would love for people to forget their lives or troubles or what have you for a while and just like get lost in the atmosphere of the show. So advice to other instrumental projects is try to find out what your strength is. How is that going to translate to getting an audience to react favorably?
Excellent advice. People are so into lyrics now that you really have to bring an experience and feeling when you're playing live if you're not going to have lyrics and only music.
Well, I have an admission to make here in front of the entire world. If you came to a Tiger Club show, you would see us sing as well.
Okay, so you
Because
do
after
know.
all, yes, we do. After all, it is a show, so we throw in numerous vocals to intersperse with the instrumentals and sort of have a movable stage, what we call a moving stage. That is to say, switch up the combinations of things going on, have people move around, and perhaps bring people on the stage, have people go off, so that it has what we would call a review format. Here's this thing that's going to happen. Now here's this thing that's going to happen. Sometimes I bring up a female vocalist or two, and they will sing a song, and then they'll go away, and so forth. Stuff like that.
Well, I hope you come up to the Pacific Northwest because I would love to see that.
We would love to come.
Baxter, I had a wonderful time getting to know you today.
And I too, and I you. So let's continue this offline sometime, seriously. But no, I appreciate your time, and everyone watching. I appreciate them, tuning in and seeing what we're about a little bit here.
Is there anything that you want to tell us about what's coming up next for the Tiger Club?
We have a lot of stuff coming up. Right after Thanksgiving, we're releasing our Christmas single, which is 2 songs, both of which are vocal songs. One is a tigerized version of a Motown song called Purple Snowflakes, which also has a video by Gary Durrett. The other song is California Christmas, written by Lieber and Stoller, a very little known but great California Christmas song. So we've got that coming up. After the first of the year, we plan to do some more recording, probably early spring. I have a bunch of new instrumental stuff written, and we do have a few more vocals after the Christmas tune.
I wish you all the best with all your projects, and yes, keep in touch. Email me. Let's contact each other outside of the interview.
Thanks so much for your time, Cynthia. I appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now. This featured artist presentation has been brought to you by Amused Now Entertainment, a website that enables artists to profit from their creativity. To learn more about Amused Now, visit us at www.amusednow.com or email me at ckahn@amusednow.com.